Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading on bullies, haters, and energy vampires. So, it's no secret that if you're an empath, if you're an open heart, if you're an intuitive person, naturally loving and kind, you're gonna attract some haters, you're gonna attract some bullies. And maybe this has been your experience throughout your life. Oftentimes, these people are usually members of your circle of friends. Sometimes it can even be your best friend. Sometimes it can be people in your family. So it's important to be able to realize and recognize the signs that someone is bullying you or putting you down or draining your energy. So definitely do some research on energy vampires, on bullies, on haters and stuff like that. There's so many amazing articles out there on how to recognize these types of people: sociopaths, psychopaths, narcissists, codependents, etc. But the one thing that all these people have in common is the need to constantly put you down in order to make themselves seem bigger, and the need to constantly drain that energy. Oh God, no, sorry you guys, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes out here. That's how much I love you. It's just so beautiful. I really wanted to share this with you. But we forgot the bug spray today, so have fun watching me get eaten by mosquitoes. I've already got one right here. So anyways, I want you guys to pick a number, and we're going to go ahead and look into your specific situation with this person or with these group of people to kind of see what's behind this dynamic and what you can do about it and like what's shifting in your life. But definitely you need to stay away from these types of people, and we need to pray for the mosquitoes to stay away from me, don't we? So choose a number. Number 1, number 2, or number 3, and we're gonna get started. So you know what? It's really interesting. These mosquitoes are actually a really good metaphor for this. They're bloodsuckers. They just come along, they got no boundaries, they just come up and they start sucking your blood. And that's exactly what energy vampires do. They've got, you know, this drive to just suck you dry, and that's just what they do. These mosquitoes, it's just what they do. So there's no changing someone like this. That's their own path. That's their own enlightenment process that they need to go through, and it's not your job to fix these people or to help these people or to show them the light. A mosquito's gonna be a mosquito, you know? And so an energy vampire is gonna be an energy vampire. It's just what they're gonna do. And you know, you can't judge them for that. You know, I'm not judging these mosquitoes. It's just how they are. Everyone plays a role in this life, and that's just a path that some people are walking. So choose a number, number 1, number 2, number 3, and we're going to get started. If you chose number 1, here's what's going on in your specific situation. So what I'm seeing is that this person or this group of people that have bullied you or continue to bully you, to hate you, to drain your energy, they're definitely very unbalanced. They're imbalanced, and I feel like this is something that's been going on in their life for a long time. This person probably got abused, you know, because what happens is if you're abused in your life, the people that are abused are most likely to become an abuser themselves. It's just called the cycle of abuse. Now, if you wake up to the fact that you've been abused and you seek that help and you seek that healing and you work on yourself, then you usually go on to become a healer, or usually go on to spread peace and love and light. You know, you don't want to hurt anybody in the way that you've been hurt. So a lot of these people are simply unconscious. Some of them do it intentionally, but some of these people are unconscious, which is hard because you see these moments where these people are kind and nice, or they wear that mask and they do nice things for you or whatever, but then ultimately they're putting you down, they're hating on you, they're saying mean things to you. And so what I'm seeing about this is that this person, it's like you get upset sometimes and you try to go to them as a friend and you try to cry on their shoulder, and instead of them being there for you and supporting you and giving you that loving energy that you're seeking, the same loving energy that you give them, they turn around, they start crying, and they say like, my problem is basically worse than yours, and pretty soon you're comforting them when it was supposed to be the other way around. So this person's always going to one-up you. They're always going to be the one that like needs more comfort and more approval and more help than you. And so it's like you're helping this person, you're giving all your attention, all your love to them, but you're not really getting much in return. They might invite you to go out places, they might include you, you know, you might be lonely and it's someone to hang out with, and like they might listen to you sometimes, but then they might go behind your back and give that information away. They might betray your secrets. They might be taking notes and taking all of that and getting ready to eventually turn on you. And people like this just aren't capable of healthy relationships. And I understand this because I used to kind of be like this along my earlier journey. I used to gossip, I used to slander people, I used to I think I bullied people too. It's really sad when I think about that, but I did some of that, and it's because I was hurt and because I was broken, and it took me a while to wake up and realize like what was going on and that I'd been abused and that I needed to heal from it. And that's when the true kindness of my heart was born, and I was able to just forgive those people and apologize, and in my own way realize like I was doing it because that was what was being done to me. So I'm not telling you to you know, just forgive this person and deal with it and allow yourself to continue being abused, but I am trying to tell you where this person's coming from. You know, you have to understand this is how these type of people become to be. So they do have a deep wound, and the only way that they know how to fill it is by going out there and projecting that onto other people. Some of these people are actually addicted to bullying, addicted to watching other people suffer and be in pain. So they create these scenarios and situations, or they take advantage of situations to put people down and bully them and project that onto them, because it's the only thing that makes them feel alive. Just like these mosquitoes that just come sucking my blood. These people suck energy, and they are satisfied and empowered by watching other people suffer. So that's kind of scary. These are sociopaths, narcissists, psychopath type people. And as empaths, we're basically, they're just attracted to us. Like me, you know, sitting here as a human in the middle of all these mosquitoes, they recognize me and they're attracted to me and they're gonna come suck my blood. Ah! See? So that's what's gonna happen, you know. You're gonna have to learn how to protect the love and the light that you carry and recognize these types of people and choose your friends carefully and wisely. And even if you're lonely, it's better to just be alone than it is to surround yourself with these types of people. And there was a time in my life where I had to let go of all these people and just be by myself. And it was scary to be in that quiet and in that silence and in that solitude, because that's when everything just comes up and you got to confront yourself and your own issues and your own loneliness. But if you can conquer that, you can conquer anything. And so my advice to you is it's better to be alone than hanging around people like this. Start recognizing if this rings any bells about a particular person or people, and know that they actually get empowered by putting you down. I have people come across this channel all the time randomly saying really mean things to me. People go, "No offense, but," and then they like write this big old paragraph about like all of critiquing me. And it's different than just like constructive criticism, you know, someone just being like, "Oh hey, like I don't like the sound quality, could you fix that?" Or "I couldn't really see the cars or the video," you know, like that's different. Or people, "Hey, what if you tried this?" Like that's nice, like I'm open for suggestions. But these are people that have put me down, who've bullied me, people who've misunderstood things I've said. And that just comes with the territory. I'm used to it. I'm used to just like reading a couple sentences and then recognizing, oh yeah, this is someone who's an energy vampire, someone who's projecting their shit onto me, someone who is, they're venting and they're getting all the emotions that doesn't have anything to do with me out on me. And so I delete these people and I block them and I don't allow that into my life. And you're gonna have to get used to that, you know? Deleting people, blocking people, keeping yourself safe, turning down invitations, maybe exiting, if it's a really toxic friendship, just exiting the friendship with no explanation. You know, sometimes these people don't deserve an explanation and they'll never handle it. They'll just flip it back on you and make it all your fault. So as you guys can tell, I had a lot of experience with this, and I feel like if you're listening to this one, it's making sense, it's resonating, that maybe there's some people who have come along on your path not to build you up but to tear you down. Some of these people are conscious of it. Those are the most dangerous kinds. Other people are unconscious, and so that's hard because you really want to like be there for them and help them, and maybe you do have like this connection, but you can't continue to give your energy to these people because it's not your job to change them. So what I am seeing is that there is going to be the death of some type of relationship in your life. Maybe this has already happened and you're just reflecting back on it. It could even be a romantic partner that you're realizing the only way that this partner can interact with you is just complaining, putting you down, bullying you, trying to be controlling. That happens a lot, you know, with empaths and relationships, you know, attracting karmic partnerships. But this is the funeral flower. This is the lily. It's saying out of death comes rebirth. And if you let go of these toxic people, you then create the space in your life to be able to make new friendships. These mosquitoes, they just love me, don't they? Just like the toxic people love the empaths because, you know, we're so innocent and we're so kind, and so we're like the ultimate supply for them. So eventually, by letting go of these people, you will attract better relationships into your life. It's just you can't attract that if you keep allowing the energy vampires, because they like to isolate you. They get jealous. They don't want you to have other friends, and they are constantly questioning you, and you feel guilty just trying to be yourself and live your life. And so this is about you getting in touch with your happiness again. You might realize that you might have fun, you might dress up all pretty and go somewhere and do something, and then this toxic friend of yours is not so happy. So you have to really look at when you're being successful and when you're achieving things and when you're happy, look and watch who's not clapping, who's not celebrating that, who's got that sour look on their face, who's jealous. That's the person that you got to watch out for. All right? So I hope that this message resonated with you. Definitely do some more research on this if it rang a bell with you. It's important to protect yourself with healthy boundaries. For example, not letting these people around you anymore. For example, blocking their number. For example, just cutting them off. And sometimes it's awkward. Sometimes this is someone you've grown up with. Sometimes this is someone in your family. Sometimes it's usually people that are close to you, which is rough, but you're gonna have to forge a new path. Sometimes it means moving somewhere. Sometimes it means spending your time just doing different things versus hanging out with this person all the time. Ah! Don't you guys love my nature videos? I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Peace out. Oh my God, I'm getting eaten. So if you choose number 2, we're gonna read your message. So toxic people, bullies, haters, energy vampires. This is looking wild. This spread right here, I mean, some of these cards just look nasty. I feel like you've had some experience with attracting people like this who were actually your partner. You know, maybe you had like a narcissistic or a psychopath ex. Or maybe you were married to someone like that. Maybe they were in your family. And so it's like you've had experience with this. And I feel like you're starting to do a lot better. Like you're resting and you're recovering because these types of people have just drained so much out of you. And you're probably wondering, like, am I cursed, you know? But no, the reason that these people chose you is because you're awesome. So actually it's kind of a compliment that these kind of people come after you. I've realized that. I'm just like, I'm so damn awesome that these kind of people want to come at me. And so I've had to really learn to protect myself, not to be afraid of making friends with people, but being very private. I'm definitely seeing you need to stop oversharing stuff to people. That was hard for me because I think just because of the way I was raised and that I'm an Aquarius, I'm very open, I'm very loving, I'm very kind. I just had this tendency to overshare with people. And once I finally had someone's ear, I would just want to tell them everything. But now I'm realizing there's certain things you should only tell your journal, you should only tell your therapist. And so start looking at friendship more just as a way to have fun and to connect with people versus them being like that emotional crutch for you. And that's how we enter into codependency. You know, eventually after you know someone for a while, perhaps a couple years, you can open up to them and you can tell them, and it's really nice to have a friend, you know, have a shoulder to cry on. But what I'm seeing is that you're exhausted because everybody's crying on your shoulder, but you got no one's shoulder to cry on because a lot of these people have just drained your energy. This is talking about backstabbing. You know, this is the best friend that sleeps with your boyfriend or sleeps with your husband kind of vibe. You know, this is the person that, you know, you tell them your deepest, darkest secret and they go out and they tell everyone else. And I'm seeing that this has led you, it's also followed you into the workplace. In the workplace, you've gotten targeted. And this happened to me. Oh my gosh. Like, when I was in the workplace, I remember I was like a teacher. And so all of the students loved me, and all of the parents loved me. They were constantly telling the supervisors, writing, thank you notes for me, giving me gifts and cards. And like, I'm a healer, and so I'm good at healing. I'm good at working with people. I'm good at teaching. And that caused a lot of the coworkers to get very jealous of me. And so they would bully me, they gang up on me. Even my bosses sometimes would purposely mark down my reviews and like slander me. And like I would walk into the office and there'd be like this group of people sitting down, and they'd be like, we need to talk. And they'd like gang up on me about something. And it would just, all of it was so ridiculous. Like, I just think sometimes when you're likable and when you're lovable, you're gonna get bullied for that. People are gonna get jealous. People are gonna see that as a threat. And so, unfortunately, you're getting bullied because you're awesome and because you're amazing. And this can follow you into the workforce. And so what I've done is I've created a job, 2 jobs actually, where I'm my own boss, where my interaction with people is limited. I have the control over that. I get to make my own schedule. I get to pick my own teams. And it doesn't matter how much money someone pays me. If it's not the right vibe, I say no. I've turned down jobs that were thousands of dollars. Because I felt a bad vibe about one of the people I was working with or someone that hired me. So eventually you can create a lifestyle like that. You might just not do well in the traditional workforce. As an empath, you're probably driven to customer service type jobs, but then you've got the pressure of the narky coworker or the bully coworker. Maybe your boss is bullying you, because usually sociopaths and narcissists in the traditional workforce, they gravitate towards the top. And then they end up bullying all the people. They love that power. They love that control. They actually get energetic supply off of putting other people down. And so it just seems kind of like a mess with this in your life. There's been so much injustice. Like, you're so good to people, and you're so innocent, and you're so pure of heart, and you're so kind, but yet these people are coming at you, and you're just like, why? And so you start to feel like something's wrong with you. And over time, all these bullying things and mean things that people say to you start to play over and over in your head, and you start to believe these things. And so ask yourself, if your inner critic and if the voices you hear in your head, your inner dialogue, if it's mean to you, ask yourself where that came from. Did someone abuse you? Did people bully you and put you down? That's not you. Be kind to yourself. Surround yourself with the right friends. Don't be afraid to block, delete, unfollow, disconnect from people, just like I said in number 1, even if you have to be on your own. Because what I'm seeing in this situation is that you're at this point where it's been rough, and so you're just in this job. This is probably around your job, and you've got this burden, because not only does the job kind of suck, and it makes you tired, but then you got to deal with these emotionally draining people that, like, it seems like they're just like weirdly obsessed with you and always trying to control you and always on your ass and always trying to tear you down. And so I am seeing, like, go with the flow. Ultimately, your creativity is what's going to lead you out of this. And I found that by making friends with other artists and other healers and collaborating and participating with people in that way, it actually helped me to make better friends. Sometimes artists can be really fucked up too. Sometimes they can be just as crazy, but for the most part, most of the artists that I've met, like, and other empaths I've met, they're like on my level, and they understand me and they support me. So use your heart and use your intuition to find the right people. Oh my god. Oh, okay. That's John. I thought there's like something off in the forest over there, and I was like, what the hell? But it's John. Scared the shit out of me. So yeah, your creativity is ultimately what's going to help you leave this job and help you get connected with better people. So try to connect with more, instead of going out after work and gossiping with your coworkers and talking shit, maybe you can find more creative people to work with who just want to do peaceful things with you, like go out into the forest or paint. I just feel like you have a really low tolerance, and people, because you're so nice and because you're so kind and open, people naturally just want to tell you all their problems, all their issues, which is great, but at the same time, like, you are probably sick of listening to all that, and you just want people to be like in the moment with you. So find people who can be in the moment with you. Find people that will just want to have fun and just walk through the forest with you, or paint, or draw, or just do something active with you. Making friends at the gym is fun too, because you guys can work out together. You don't really have time to like hate on people or like to gossip because you're like working out so much. Doing group exercise is a really great way to like get healthy and like get in a positive vibe and meet the right people. I met some really cool people at the gym. So I'm just seeing like a message here that you need to continue on. You need to keep your head down at your work. You need to recognize some people come at you just because they want to provoke a reaction. And it's kind of scary, and it kind of makes you paranoid for a while once you realize that. But once you realize that you have the power, you're the one who gets to decide how you're going to react to a situation, you realize there's nothing they can do to you. And eventually you just have to kind of like just smile and just laugh at them, or just just be kind no matter what. And sometimes just walk away. I've played stupid so many times when people have tried to insult me. I would just pretend like I didn't understand what they said, and I'd like make them repeat it. And I'd be like, wait, what did you say? Sorry, I don't get it. And so I'd sit there and make them say it to me 3 or 4 times, and then I would just walk away. That's what I did to some bullies at my work. They would come up to me and say like the meanest things, and I would just be like, wait, what? I'm like a valley girl, so I can play that whole like dumb card pretty well. But sometimes these people just need to hear what they're saying. Like, it's crazy, like the things that come out of these people's mouths. And so you're gonna have to learn some tactics. Go ahead and do me a favor and Google narcissism gray rock technique. So narcissism gray rock technique. And this is gonna be the way that you deal with these people. Basically, I'll sum it up. It's where when these people come at you, you act as interesting as a gray rock. You just, if they want to know something about your life, you're just like, it's great, it's fine. If they want to know, oh, how did that go? Like, tell me the details. What did she say? Like, oh my God. You'd be like, I don't know, it was whatever. I was like, she was fine. Like, like you just kind of keep it chill. How was your weekend? Like, did like anything happen? They're like looking for some drama and some dirt on you. You're just like, yeah, it was good, whatever. Just interesting as a gray rock. And that might isolate you in your workplace. You might have to eat lunch alone. I remember John, like he worked in this super toxic work environment, and he eventually just started eating lunch alone, and everybody made fun of him. They just thought he was weird, but he was just like, I'd rather be the weird one than have to participate in all this drama and all this crap. So ultimately, you're going to need to figure out a way to use your creativity to create a job for yourself so you can get out of this environment. But check out my pick a card reading on what type of artist are you, and that might give you some ideas on ways to move forward artistically. All right, so I do see that this is around you. I see it was an injustice. Just know karma's on your side. These people are digging their own graves, going out there being like that. And I got karma. I used to be mean to people in my past. I got the karma for that. I had to suffer at times in my life, and it always came back to bite me in the ass. So just know these people will get their karma, and it's not up to you to serve it to them. You might want to prove the justice. You might want to really see like that they're getting that, but it's not up to you. So just keep on keeping on, go with the flow, start working on your creativity, and don't let these people eat at you. You might be staying awake late at night, rehearsing over and over in your head these situations, but it's not going to do you any good. Eventually, you're going to be in a different situation, and those people are going to be far behind you. So don't bother yourself. Don't let them take you down. That's what they want. They want you to be afraid of them. They want you to get that energy from you. Don't give it to them. All right? Peace out. So if you choose number 3, bullies, haters, energy vampires, what have we got going on here? Well, first of all, I'm seeing that you're actually transitioning out of these types of relationships. So you're heading away from this. A lot of change is coming into your life. So maybe you've left these people behind and you just chose this reading to just kind of like reminisce about it. But I'm seeing this has led you into a depression. And so you're going through your spiritual awakening, you're going through the dark night of the soul. There's a lot of energy going on around you. related to this, and it's caused you to kind of isolate yourself because you're afraid of getting burned again, and that's completely understandable. I feel like the isolation is a very important part of the process, but what's beautiful is that on the other side you are going to be reunited with your soul family, kindred spirits, people who will understand you, other empaths, other artists, other sensitive people that like literally couldn't hurt a fly if they tried. And so the reason that you attracted toxic people or this person or this group of people into your life is because you're kind, you're loving, you're innocent, you're intuitive. And unfortunately, these types of people, toxic people, are like a moth to a flame with people like us. And you know, we really shouldn't judge them. It's very frustrating that there's these kind of hateful people out there, but just like I said in number one, I think these, you might just want to watch all of these. Basically, these person turn into bullies because they've been bullied, because they've been hurt. And so the only way that they know how to survive is to bully other people. Maybe they've just never been given a excuse me, I think I swallowed a bug. Maybe they've just never been given like they've never been taught or had the opportunity to like learn how to be kind to people. Maybe they're just clueless, and that's truly what these people seem to be. Like, it's a very narcissistic thing when you bully people and when you come at people like that. And you know, it's very normal, like when you're little and when you're in school, for everyone to kind of bully a little bit. Like, you learn that in society, to bully, to put other people down in order to seem bigger. You know, you're taught about competition, and school makes you very competitive, and so it creates these weird attitude behavioral situations where like you feel like you got to step on people in order to get to the top. And so I feel like there's someone in your situation who is very competitive with you, and you didn't want to compete. You just were like, I don't see us as competing, but this person's always competing with you. They see you as a threat. They're putting you down. They're coming at you. Every idea you have, they're just like, yeah, but like, what about this? Everything you say, they're telling you it's wrong. They might be accusing you of the very things that they're doing. For instance, if this person is lying to you, then they're going to accuse you of being a liar. If this person is betraying you, they're going to accuse you of betraying them. So I just feel like it's been really back and forth, these situations where you've had all of this shit projected onto you, but you have to know that's the only way that these types of toxic people know how to survive. And so when you recognize that's happening to you, if someone, you know, it's normal in friendships to kind of, and relationships to kind of like have misunderstandings and like have miscommunications. But if this is happening every time you hang out with the person, if you're constantly apologizing and apologizing and apologizing, if you're getting the silent treatment all the time from this person, that's just a red flag that this person's playing you. And, you know, especially if this person's like a best friend or your lover or someone close to you, like a brother or a sister or a cousin, like that's the kind of dynamic sometimes those types of relationships can create. It's when you're codependent and you're like too close to that person. There's nothing wrong with having a close friend or a close relative, but if it gets to the point to where that person's competing with you and putting you down, and you're constantly apologizing, and you're just feeling this drain around them and exhaustion. If you get anxiety when they text you, you know, you never know if they're gonna be like, hey, let's go out, or if they're gonna be like pissed off at you if you did something, you know. So you've got to get away from those people. And I'm seeing that like there's a mentor, there's a better friend coming into your life who's gonna teach you how to be a better friend. And I remember I made so many toxic friends on my journey, but then I like moved to LA and I made friends with this girl who like was an empath like me. And she was just really kind. She was just really chill, and like she was always just like encouraging me and asking me how I was, and I was like super scared around her because I had all of these other relationships, and so I was like really guarded, and I was like afraid that like if I told her something she'd tell everybody. I was worried that she was gonna like stalk me and like text me all the time and like be all creeping on me like some of my other friends did. And she was so chill, like she gave me space, like she just was nice. And like, so being friends with her taught me how I was supposed to treat other people in friendships. I realized maybe in a friendship I should not be treating someone like my therapist. Maybe I shouldn't be telling my friends all the crazy shit that's flying through my head. Maybe I should journal. Maybe I should create healthy outlets. Like, I started to realize how I was contributing to the codependent dynamics, and how I was like continuing to allow these people in my life. And so being friends with that girl like taught me what it was like to have like a nice friendship. And then I started to like recognize what that looked like, and I started to attract more people like that, and it was great. Then I made friends with someone who reminded me of some of my old friends and like of the past and like the bullies, and it was so scary. I was like, it's happening again, why again? And so I had to just like literally block that person and just walk away, and like I didn't even give them an explanation. They were like, I barely knew this person, and they were like demanding all this stuff from me, and they were like creeping on me, and they were like accusing me of stuff, and like, why are you not texting me back, and like all this shit. And it was like so weird compared to that other friend I had met around the same time who was just chill and like kind and good vibes. So eventually you start to be able to recognize this, and it really is your choice. I mean, I'm not talking about those of you guys who are like married to this person, or you have children with them, or you're like underage or something, you live with them and you can't get away. That sucks, okay? And I'm not saying that you brought this on yourself. I'm talking more about the friendships and the people that you meet. Like, you do have a choice who you're going to be friends with. And when it comes to your family too, like if you've moved away or if you're away from these people at a certain time, you get to choose how much you're going to engage with that and how much you're going to allow that into your life. So if you're married to this person and you're financially tied to them or it's something like that, God bless you, and I'm sorry for that. You know, hopefully you can find a way to get out of that. And I know that like you might not have much control over the situation, but you can pray, you know, and you can be aware, and you can learn ways to protect yourself as much as you can. And I'm hoping to start an organization one day that will help people out of abusive relationships like this. So maybe one day you can hit me up and I can help you out. But you know, those of you guys who are in like more of a friendship setting, I'm just seeing it's time for you to change. It's time for you to walk away. It's time for you to look for people that can actually commit to being your friend, to your real friend. And true friendship takes patience and takes time to grow. Be wary of the people that try to like know your whole life right away. Be wary of the people that love bomb you and that like come on a little too strong and want to know a little bit too much. I mean, some people are just excited when they meet new friends and they just want to get to know you, but there's a difference between people who are like searching for your buttons to push, you know what I mean? And trying to get at you. So this is about you being kind of sneaky. You might have to kind of sneak your way out of a relationship. Start telling the person that you are busy, that you've got a little bit much going on. Ignore their texts. They might get mad. You might get the wrath from them, but you're going to get used to kind of ignoring them, and then one day you can kind of just like block them, and like, you know, they'll kind of be used to that relationship having been phased out. If it's someone in your family, you know, you might need to just once again kind of slowly phase yourself into like not really participating in that. And so this is just a really positive message that you are going to be able to get out of this. I see a committed relationship in the future. This is like the marriage card, the partnership card. And so it's definitely a good omen of positive, healthy relationships coming in your future. So I hope that this message resonates with you guys. I'm sending you so much love and light. Peace out.